Hey everyone. Okay, so last week we had a bit of a short video. This week, not so much. Not to worry, it's not going to be crazy long, but this step number 5, is a little bit more detailed than the last one. So, if you've been following these 8 steps of getting to the publishable point videos, you're no doubt familiar, maybe even a little bit sick of the following list. But since we're up to step number 5 here, I feel it only fair to lay out the other 4 for anyone who's just tuning in. So bear with me. Here they are. Number 1, figure out whether you need to put in research time before you get started. Number 2, complete a first draft. Number 3, revise your first draft. Number 4, revise your second draft, and I bet you're not going to be able to predict what number 5 is, but revise your third draft. If you have finished revising your second draft, then you're starting to stand on some much more solid publishable point ground. Your plot is looking a lot stronger with fewer holes to fill in, not as many connections to make. Your characters' personalities are much more consistent, and your setting stands out as being an actual place instead of a figment of your imagination to some degree or another. That's great, good for you. That also means you get to move on to strengthening your sentence structure and dialogue now. That's pretty much what revising your third draft is about. Now, if you find more plot, character, or setting issues still, and you might, that's fine, fix them, obviously, of course. But this is where you want to focus more on how your words flow together to really make your story an enjoyable read. For example, does your writing style seem unnecessarily choppy? Do you start out too many sentences with pronouns? Like this. She turned the corner, his words still weighing heavily on her mind. She couldn't stop thinking about them when they rang with such truth. She had been fixating on her past far too much. She knew that was true. Or are you using too many short sentences or long sentences in a row, like this? The air was hot, not uncomfortably so, just to a noticeable degree. Maybe that was normal, though. He wouldn't know. He'd only arrived the other day. Maybe he should ask. Or perhaps you're using too many adjectives. This is an issue that I used to have big time. I still struggle with this during my drafting stages. But here's an example that I never used for the record. The roly-poly puppy bounced happily down the stairs, his friendly tail wagging with each new slippery step he triumphantly conquered. Now, those are a little bit on the extreme side, but pronoun leading sentences, short sentences, and adjectives can definitely all serve useful functions within the novel writing world. They're normally best when used more sparingly, however, than the examples just given. So, read through your third draft looking to improve on such aspects. As for dialogue, I just published a great little ebooklet on the topic called Don't Dread Dialogue Writing. The link is in the description below, along with this video's transcript linked. Don't Dread Dialogue Writing is just $2.99, but here's a few freebies all the same. Unless we're trying to emphasize something, most actual people speak with contractions, as in isn't, aren't, and all that good stuff. So to make your characters sound like actual people, have them use those too when they are speaking. Number 2, if you're not already familiar with them, make a point to understand any actual people or groups your story is based on. Don't just assume you understand someone's mindset, jargon, or expressions because you saw a TV show about them. That's true across the board on race, politics, gender, age, nationality, region, religion, occupation, etc. Number 3 freebie is this. Dialogue isn't entirely like spoken speech. There's a lot more to it than the obvious, so do not fall into the trap of thinking you've got the whole dialogue writing thing down just because you have the whole speaking thing down. With those tips taken in, you're now better prepared to handle revising your third draft. If you want to be even more rock solid, then Don't Dread Dialogue Writing is at your downloadable disposal. It won't even take up too much of your time since, again, it's an ebooklet, not a book. And here's wishing you the best of luck with your ongoing journey of getting to the publishable point. I will see you next Monday. Have a good one. Bye, guys.